Welcome back again, my clarIDy crew. Today, it is my privilege to share with you something that has impacted me personally beyond any measure imaginable. And that is getting clear on that which is sacred versus that which is significant. The sacred versus the significant. What I have learned is that there are many good things in each of our lives, many significant things even, that often masquerade as that which is sacred. And so what I would like for you to picture in your mind as we engage in this exercise, something that many of you may have already seen, but if you haven't, just picture, if you will, a bucket. And you have some rocks and some sand that need to fit inside of the bucket. The sand is that which is significant. The rocks, the sacred rocks, are that which is sacred. And if you put the sand in the bucket first, all of a sudden there's no room in the bucket for the rocks to fit. But if you put the sacred rocks in first, then the sand can pour in and fill in around it. You know, this showed up in my life driving to work after a day off. I would be wrestling with the tension of having known that I was very productive on my day off. The day prior, I was very productive. Maybe I got the lawn mowed, maybe I got the car washed, maybe I made progress on some entrepreneurial endeavors. And so measured by production alone, my life was good. But I wrestled with the tension because as I considered that which was sacred in contrast with those significant things that I just listed, how was I at connecting with my wife? How was I at connecting with my children? How much time did I spend and be fully present and engaged in that which was sacred? And so this, my friends, created a tension between the sacred and the significant. And so what I hope to lead you to uncover is getting very clear on that which is sacred. Each one of us have somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 5 sacred things. Sacred. And so for me, I'm going to share those things vulnerably for you. Number one, relationships are sacred to me. And so in my own life, there is a relationship cascade that starts with my marriage, goes into being a dad. How do I show up as a dad? How do I show up as a son to my parents? And how do I show up as a friend to those whom I have been called to engage in relationship? Second, after relationships, is my spiritual and faith sacred. And so I'm constantly asking myself, what does my life look like in the context of the truth of who God says I am? How does my life reflect that this is sacred? So, relationships, faith and spiritual well-being. Third is my health. And that is mental and physical well-being. That is a sacred area for me. And then my fourth sacred is my finances and my vocation. And so those, my friends, are my 4 sacreds. Now, I must warn you as you engage in this pathway to uncover that which is sacred to you. The worst thing you can do is try to borrow someone else's sacreds or try to take hold of something you believe society says should be sacred, or you think the church says should be sacred, or anybody else. These are your sacreds. And so you need to spend some time and prayerfully and quietly consider what is really sacred to you. And I promise you, we will put this to very good work so that we can alleviate the tension that's created when we prioritize the significant ahead of the sacred.